Welcome, thank you for joining me. My name is Jen. I am one half of Yoga Hikes, and today we're just going to practice about an hour's worth, 45 minutes worth of practice that I would normally teach on a Saturday morning before a hike, before breakfast. So it's an ideal way to wake up the body, start to move and prepare yourself for the day. So practicality wise, you just need a bit of space, a yoga mat, a block or a brick, something comfortable to sit on. So let's start our practice. We'll start seated. I always sit on a block. You might like to find the sitting bones, and just remember throughout the practice it's your practice, not mine, and you can do as much or as little as you want or need, and listen to the body. The body's very smart, intelligent, and if it's telling you not to do a certain thing, it's probably best to listen. So sitting, release the shoulders down. Sitting tall, sitting well, crossing more or less mid-calf or sitting back towards the heels if it's not comfortable to sit cross-legged. I'm just going to start to roll out the shoulders a few times. You can keep the eyes closed for as much of the practice as you would like. Just always asking yourself what you can do to be more at ease in the practice, in your pose, and reversing those shoulder rolls. Being aware of any issues you may have, any injuries, past, present, and your own energy levels. Perhaps you've just gotten up, your body may feel a little stiff. And release those shoulders down fully now, and we're going to start to move the shoulders, inhaling, taking the arms out and above, reaching into the hands, fingertips, drawing the belly button in, sitting well. Exhale, turn the palms out, back down to the side. We'll do that once more. Inhaling, lifting the arms, and interlacing the fingers, turning the palms towards the ceiling. Again, reaching into the palms. Have a little wriggle side to side, lengthen each waist, and exhaling, release. Do the same, taking the hands behind your back, interlacing, the thumbs are pointing towards the small of your back. As we inhale, we lift the hands away from the back, drawing the shoulder blades down, opening across the chest, the heart. Take a breath here. And then exhaling, gently releasing the palms. Resting the palms in the lap or on top of the knees, we're going to come to a really simple breathing exercise. Closing the eyes, tucking in the chin. And just finding your breath in and out through the nose. Conscious breathing. Fully into the belly, flaring out into the side ribs, into the chest, collarbones. And exhaling out. Naturally letting go. And just continuing, fully inhaling, allowing the breath to flow, exhaling out, top to bottom. Noticing, observing your own breath. You breathe thousands of times a day. It's just soothing to listen to your own breath. Making a conscious effort to breathe. Taking on board precious prana energy, the life force, keeping us strong. Last breath here. Full inhale, exhale. And then returning to a softer, natural breath. It requires no effort. And just notice how the body is feeling. Notice any sensations and just observe, accept. slowly opening the eyes, taking in the light again, the morning light, lifting the gaze. And we're going to change the cross of the legs and start to move a little more. And we're going to come into a seated twist. Inhaling, lifting the arms up again. Exhale, soft twist over to the right side. The left hand holding on the outside of the right knee. Release the shoulders down. The right hand on the floor behind you, keeping the spine tall. Belly button drawn in. And on the next in breath, taking the hand from behind you across the opposite knee. So the elbows are crossed. And then we'll lift the lower arms, coming up into eagle arms, palms away, or if you can, taking the left palm to the bottom of the right. Open across the broadness of the back of the shoulders. Start to round across the upper back. We'll take a breath or two here. And it's fine to release the hands if you need to. Relax into the feet, the hips. And inhaling, twisting over to the left now. Right hand on the outside of the left knee. And again, just inhaling, growing tall. Exhaling, twisting into the left shoulder. Relaxing that right shoulder down. Final breath in our twist. As we inhale again, we'll come to eagle arms, taking the left hand to the right knee, elbows across. Inhaling, lifting the lower arms, palms away, or again, see if you can match the hands. Right fingers to the bottom of the opposite palm. Breathing across the back of the shoulders. Long, generous breaths. And then inhaling, softly untangling the hands, the elbows. Release the shoulders back. Come out of your seated pose. Placing your block cushion to one side. And we're going to start to move a little more. Coming to tabletop. Palms spread underneath the shoulders. Knees under the hips. Belly button drawn in. Back of the neck is soft. And we're going to come into cat-cow. Inhaling, dipping the belly. Lifting the head. Gaze or closing the eyes. Bottom cheeks are broad. Belly soft. And then exhaling, rounding, scooping in through the belly. Pushing through the palms. Fronts of the knees in so softly as we round and round. Allowing the head to soften. If the eyes are open, gazing between the knees. Inhaling, micro bend in the elbows. As we lift the head again. Belly soft towards the mat. Cow, exhaling, rounding, leading with the belly button into cat. Pressing the palms gently into the mat. Ironing out the lower back, the shoulders. One more round. We slow down the breath here. Everybody's breath length is different. Coming back to the centre, and we'll take one round of cat-cow ripple. Inhaling, coming into your cow. Slow motion. Conscious breathing. Exhaling. Scooping in. Pushing through the palms as we exhale, take the bottom towards the heels into a soft child's pose, lengthening the spine here, softening the head between the elbows. Inhaling, coming back up to our tabletop. You might like to rotate the wrists. And we're going to come into sunbird pose. Inhaling, floating the right arm out towards the front of your mat, keeping your eyes gazing down. And extending the left leg away. Left leg about hip height. You can point the heel away, toes down, active across the diagonal. If it's too much, you can have the hand back on the mat. We're going to exhale, curl in, elbow to knee. You can also bring the forehead in as well. Inhale, open out. Press the heel away as if you're pushing onto a wall. Inhale, close in. Exhale, lengthen out. One more round. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, lengthen. And then replacing the hand, knee, back to the mat. Have a little move around. More practice on the other side. Again, options to place the hand back on the mat if you need to. Inhaling, extending the left arm out. And the right leg. Establish that balance, the stability. Belly button drawn in. Exhale, curl in. Knee to chest, forehead to knee. Inhale, lengthen out. And just notice that one side will feel different to the other. Our bodies are unique. And the final time. Exhale, find a little extra length. Push the heel away. And curling in. Lengthening out. And then coming back to all fours whenever you're ready. Again, have a little movement if you want to. Take the wrists. And then from here we're going to come to a brief child's pose, extending the arms fully, opening the armpits. And see if you can take the forehead to your mat. If it doesn't quite reach, that's fine. You can make a little pillow or take a block. Another option is to widen the knees. And just breathe into the belly. Let it go. And then we'll make our way into downward dog. If you've tucked the hands under, extend them forward, spread the fingers, heel of the palm firmly onto the mat, finding length in the shoulders. And we're going to curl the toes under, feet are about hip distance, and come into our first downward dog, taking the belly button high, buttocks high, belly button tucked in. Pressing those hands firmly into the mat, and we can start to pad out the feet, walking the dog. Relax the neck. Bending one knee as you press the opposite heel away. Opening out the entire back body, the posterior chain. And then let's all lift the heels really high. And exhale, release the heels back. And when you're ready, inhaling, carefully walking the feet towards the front of your mat, coming into our first forward folds. Relax the head, and we'll take hold of opposite elbows and just sway from side to side gently. Allow gravity to do its work, lengthening each side of the waist, feet firmly planted to the mat. Come back to the centre. Softly releasing the elbows, activating the feet into the mat. As we inhale, roll up, stacking the spine, slow motion, head, shoulders, come up to the top last. And exhale, release those shoulders down. So we're going to come to our little flow section of our practice. Just move with the breath. Just remember to engage those feet. You might like to send a little notice to your feet to spread to ground. And we're going to come into a couple of half sun salutations. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, float the arms up. minding the furniture. Exhale, release the hands, hinge at the hips and fold forward, releasing the head fully. Keep the knees soft if you need to. Inhale, taking hold of your feet, shins, bending the knees as much as you need to, so you can inhale, lift the chest away from the legs into our half standing forward folds. Exhale back into your full folds. You might notice that you can lengthen a little more. And then inhaling, rising, coming up with a long spine, taking the hands high, pressing the palms together. You can lift your gaze if your neck is okay, and exhale down through the centre line. Take a breath here, and we'll do that once more. We'll add in a palm tree stretch. Open into the sides. So when you're ready, inhale. Take hold of one wrist. Exhale, push the hips over to the left. Your elbows are framing your ears. Inhale back to the centre. Exhale, push the hips out to the other side, to the left. You might want to press the right foot a little stronger into the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. And again, hinge at the hips, almost forward folding gracefully to the floor. Releasing the head and bending the knees as much as you need to place your hands either on the mat or on your legs as we come into our half standing forward fold. Eyes gaze forward, crown lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise again. Taking the arms wide. Gazing towards the thumbs, your focus, your drishti. And exhale, hands down to the heart space. Take another breath here. Just feel the breath moving. Feel the body growing warm. And we'll move into a couple of gentle sun salutations here. So coming towards the front of your mat again, if you've moved like me, establishing your feet. Feet about hip distance or big toes together, whatever feels better for you. Inhaling. Exhaling, forward folding from the hips, soft knees. Bend the knees so you can release the head, place the fingertips onto the mat. Inhale, step back fully with the right foot onto the ball of the foot. Exhale, release the back knee, shin, foot. Bending the left knee, inhaling. Lifting the arms, saluting the sun. Belly button drawn in, chest open. Exhale, plant your palms, frame your front foot. Fingertips spread, curl the back toes as you exhale into downward dog again. We'll take one full breath here. And when you're ready, inhale, going to step the right foot forward again between our palms. Leading that right foot, exhale. Bend the back knee, shin, foot. Inhale, rise again. Saluting the sun. Gaze slightly upwards. Exhale, plant your palms. Again, framing that front foot. And this time we inhale, curl the toes under, step forward. Again into a half standing forward fold. Chest lifted away from the legs. Exhaling, full fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands at the heart centre, take a breath. And we'll repeat that, leading with the left leg on the way out and on the way back. So inhaling. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, step back, left foot. Exhale, release left knee, shin, foot. Inhale, rise, saluting the sun. Arms soft if you need to. Even elbows bent into cactus arms. Exhale, fold forward. Palms on the mat. And step back into downward dog. One full breath here. you're ready, inhale, step through with the left foot again. Exhale, release back knee, shin foot. Inhale, rise. If you're a little wobbly, press that left foot to the front of the mat firmly into the floor. Exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, step through to the front of your mat into our half forward fold. Exhale, full fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands back to the heart. Take a couple of breaths here with the eyes closed. Feeling the body in space. Just allowing the heart rate to soften, the body to cool. And then when you're ready, slowly release the hands, open the eyes. And we're going to practice a couple of more traditional poses. We're going to come into tree pose. So coming towards the centre of your mat, if you know that you're a little wobbly or you need a little support, you can turn to face the wall or have the wall close, or maybe even use a chair. Again, lots of options for tree pose for your practice. Standing in mountain pose, grounding the feet. Slight action in the thighs, the belly, collarbones are broad, gazing ahead and fixing your gaze. And bringing all the weight into the right foot, we lift the left knee. And with the help of the hand, just turn the knee out. And you can place the foot in 3 places with a big toe on the mat, heel above the opposite ankle, below the knee, or above the knee. If you're going to go for the above the knee option, you may need to bring your ankle up. I'm going for the middle option. Heel below the knee, toes point down. So establish your gaze again, broadness in that standing foot. We inhale, bring the hands to the heart, finding stillness. And it's in these moments of stillness that yoga happens, finding focus. If you'd like to join me for finding your stability, you can reach the arms, growing towards the sky. Belly button drawn in, the face is soft, and of course, remembering to breathe. Take one more breath here. If you've lifted the arms, exhaling, bringing the palms together and back down to the centre line. And slowly release the palms. Release the foot. Have a little shake out. And we'll practice tree pose on the other side. So re-establishing your mountain pose. Fix that gaze, your drishti. Bring all the weights into the left foot. Round the foot. Inhale, lift the right knee. And open out, taking the foot probably to the same place as the first side. Contact skin on skin is good. And feel a little pressure between those contact points on the leg and the foot. Bring the palms together, pressing the fingers, heel of the palm firmly. If you'd like, we can come into the full tree pose, Vrikshasana, growing tall. Relaxing the neck, shoulders. Just allow that standing leg to wobble till it finds stillness. One more breath here. If you've lifted the arms, bring the palms back together. And exhale down through the centre line. And then slowly releasing out of the pose. Palms, foot. Have a little shake out. And then we'll come to another standing pose, Warrior Two. We're going to take our feet wide. So far we've been bending forwards, bending backwards, moving in the same plane of motion. So we're going to go to the horizontal, taking the feet wide. A good guide is where the outer edges of the wrists are. Is where the feet are, the outer edges. And we're going to turn out that right foot fully. You can ground the heel, turn the foot out, toes to the other end of the mat. Hips square to the front of your mat. The right leg open, right hip open. Now I'm going to inhale, lift the arms, shoulder height, reaching into those fingers. Turn your gaze along the middle finger, and again relaxing the head, the shoulders, and then finally bending that front knee over ankle. Centering pose, shoulders over the hips, feeling the broadness across the belly, the heart, the lungs. And then we'll come into our reverse pose, releasing the back hand gently to the back thigh, rotating the front palm, and inhaling, just moving the arm up closer towards your cheek. You can lift the head if your neck is comfortable. If it's too much on that front leg, you can straighten the leg. Have a gentle practice. Take through a couple more breaths here. Opening into the side body, from the armpit to the waist. Feet are strong, outer edge of that foot, back foot firmly in contact with the mat. Exhale back into Warrior Two briefly. Feel the energy in the hands, the fingers. As we inhale, straighten the front leg, release the hands, and move the feet back to parallel. Release those shoulders. Of course, we need to practice that on the other side. And now practicing on the left, turning out that left foot, imprinting that heel as we turn out the toes. That thigh is fully rotated out. Inhale, float the arms out, shoulder height, reach into the fingers and just soften into the neck. We turn our gaze, looking over the middle finger. And bend the knee over ankle. And here you may find you need to slightly adjust the width of your feet, belly button drawn in, protecting the lower back, shoulder blades soft, breath is soft. Taking one more breath in Warrior Two, maybe double check where that back arm is. It may have come forward, it may have dropped low. And then reversing our warrior, releasing the back hand, gently placing it on the thigh, turning that front palm towards the sky, and without much movement, lifting the arm, lifting your gaze if your neck is happy, into our reverse warrior. Again, opening into the side ribs, side body. If it's too much, you can straighten that front leg. So creating space in this side, space for our lungs to breathe. Taking one more breath. And then exhaling, briefly coming back to Warrior Two. Feel the energy in that left hand. And slowly come back to the centre, release the hands, turn the head, turn the feet back to parallel, keeping the feet as parallel. Again, we're going to take a symmetrical pose. We're going to take our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, if that's possible. Otherwise, take hold of wrist or elbows. And we're going to come into wide forward fold. And let's draw the shoulder blades back again, opening across the chest. Soft bend in the knees as we hinge forward. You can lift the arms away from the small of your back, aiming the head in between the line of the feet. If then it becomes too much for the elbows, you can always choose to release. Remember to listen to your body. So opening across the backs of the legs, the knee creases, buttock creases. Just allow the head to be heavy here. You might like to turn the head from side to side to release the neck as if you were saying no. And maybe if you were saying yes, tucking your chin in. Take one more breath here. And then softly inhaling, releasing the hands to your waist, rounding through the feet, soft knees, engaging the belly as we lift, draw the head up, coming up with a long spine, back to standing and just taking your time. Allow things to settle here. And then we're going to heel step the feet together. And then you might like to come down onto your back. And we're just going to start to hug the knees in towards the chest. You might like to circle or move side to side, holding on top of each knee or just behind the knees at the thigh creases. And do whatever feels good. And then we're going to start to hug the right knee in towards the chest, taking both hands across the top of the knee. You can release the left leg along the length of the mat. Soften those shoulders, back of the head firmly on the mat. And then moving that right knee over to the right. Externally rotating in that hip. You might like to release the left hand out to the side. If your head needs a bit of support, take a cushion. A breath or two longer. Been sitting down for quite a lot during your day, working from home. These should feel quite nice. Releasing into the hips. And then slowly inhale, draw the knee back towards the centre. And slowly see if you can extend the leg, pushing into that heel, stretching into the calf, into the hamstring. If you're very tight in the back of the leg or finding it a little difficult, you can always soften the knee. It won't stay here for too long, just waking up the back of the leg. Again, the shoulders are soft. Eyes closed. And see if you can press the heel towards the ceiling, draw the toes towards you. And then soften the knee again. And release that right leg away. Just notice how different that right leg feels, a little more enlivened, maybe even a little longer. And we're going to do the same on the left side, so whenever you're ready, inhale, hug the left knee in, hold onto the top of the shin with both hands, low back in contact with the mat, hug in close, and then we're going to take that left knee out to the left, so in the direction of the left armpit. You might like to release the right hand, so it's just the left hand holding on. Again, trying to keep the low back on the mat. You might like to press that right hip firmly into the mat to stop it rolling up. Breathing deeply here. And then slowly coming back to the centre. And start to extend the leg. Pressing the heel away. Keep a bend in the knee if you need to. Your posture might be here. Could be here. Just finding that place that suits you, suits your body this morning. If the leg does start to wobble, it's your body trying to tell you to soften, do a little less. Keeping with the breath. And when you're ready, slowly release the heel down and release the leg fully. And just lie, be still for a moment. And when you're ready, we'll softly roll over to one side, or you can rock up to seated from lying down. Sitting in the centre of your mat, legs forward, legs extended. I've just moved so you can see me better. We're just going to come to a couple of seated postures before we come down to relaxation. And we're going to start with coming into a soft butterfly. So just briefly opening the hips whilst we're lying down. Butterfly, cobbler, have the heels together, soles of the feet together. If you have access to a wall behind you, sitting against a wall, it's quite nice. And all we're going to do is hold on to the ankles, shins, and gently butterfly the knees. Sitting tall, sitting well, belly button is drawn in. And then gradually allow the knees to become still, and we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. You might like to press the heels together and see what happens in those hips. There's no forcing, just gentle opening of the hips here. Pressing the heels together. And then softly release. And then we're going to straighten the legs. Give the legs a shake if you need to. And we're going to come into a simple twist, bending the right knee. Have the foot in front of you, toes pointing away. The left foot can be activated, heel pressing into the ground. Hugging onto the front of that right shin, sitting tall. And we're going to slowly release the right hand, draw it up towards the ceiling. And exhale, almost backstroke. Find the floor behind you, close to the buttock for some height. And wrapping the left elbow around the knee as we start to naturally turn open into the right shoulder. The knee is over the ankle as we inhale, grow tall. Exhale softly into the right shoulder. Take 3 more breaths here. If you have a regular practice and are quite stable, you can join the arms almost as if you're folding. You can relax the shoulders, the neck. Final breath. And on the next in-breath, you turn the head, shoulders, torso, release the arms, release the head, and straighten the leg out. And we're going to practice that on the other side. So inhaling, bending the left knee, toes point forward, inhale, sit tall, thighs against the belly. And inhaling, left arm up, exhale, find the floor behind you. Keep the height in the spine, open into the left shoulder. Keep holding on to the knee. We might to cradle the knee with the elbow as we come into the seated twist. The right leg that is extended, still active. Heel pressing down, toes up. Inhale, grow tall into the crown. Exhale into the twist. So the twist is coming from the lumbar, the lower back. Very soft, gentle twist. Also massaging abdominal organs. One more breath here. Inhaling, softly turning the head, the neck, torso, releasing the arms, releasing the legs. Give the legs a shake. And we'll come to our final pose here, seated forward fold. But before that, we'll establish length again into the posterior chain, the back body. Adjust the bottom flesh if you need to. If you need to sit on a cushion, feel free, or against a wall. Stick pose, very simple. Lengthen the legs, engage, press the heels into the mat, lift the toes. And then release the shoulders down, palms softly into the mat, either side of the hips, sitting tall, belly button drawn in, straight as a stick, Dandasana. Eyes gazing ahead, we'll take one more breath. Really press the heels away. Engage the thighs, and just slightly soften the legs so the heels are on the mat, soften the feet, and simply walking the hands forward, keeping the heart lifted. Gazing ahead, finding the pose for you this morning. You don't have to reach your toes. And tucking in the chin towards the chest and releasing the hands. Less is often more. Good posture. Lengthening the spine, trying to avoid rounding the shoulders here. You may like to close the eyes here as we slow down towards the floor. Making this your final breath. And to come out of the pose on the next in-breath, slowly walking the hands back towards you so you're sitting tall. And just with the help of the hands, bringing the legs up to bent, placing the hands either side of you, and just gently windscreen by bringing the knees from side to side. Coming back to the centre, and then making your way to being laid down on your back. You might like to put some socks on or have a blanket. You might like to hug the knees in again before coming in to a relaxation pose. Just do what you need to. Just take the time to find your relaxation pose and ensure you're comfortable. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the feet extended, legs extended. You can always practice relaxation pose with the knees bent and in the knees touching, whatever suits you. Palms softly out by the body, fingers softly curling up, feet naturally falling out. Let's all take a little bit of an effort to ensure we are comfortable, tucking in the chin. Swallow. And move those shoulders down the mat. And just let go. Feel the body being supported by your mat, by the ground, imprinting. Soft, gentle breaths, very little effort. If you'd like a longer relaxation, Shavasana, feel free to switch me off or ignore me when we come out. I'll indicate the end of relaxation with my singing bowl. So just enjoy being still. As I said before, it's in these moments of stillness that we practice yoga, where the real yoga happens. There's no hurry. If any thoughts come to mind, just accept them, acknowledge them, allow them to pass. Soften the closing of the eyes. Soften the jaw, the cheeks. starting to deepen your breath, breathing out through the mouth, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you, things you don't need. And gradually bringing an awareness to your space, to your mat, to the breath, listening to any sounds, feeling any sensations. And start to move the body softly, gently, wriggling the fingers, the toes, turning the head softly from side to side. And then if you'd need to, adding a little more movement, coming into a full stretch, hugging in the knees, whatever feels good for you or what your body needs. And then taking your time to roll over to your right side, the knees drawn in, making a pillow to support the cheek with the palms, and making a slow transition back as you use the hands, the legs to push up, and finding simple seated position, anything that's comfortable, just keeping the eyes closed a little longer. Tucking in the chin, bowing the forehead, and we'll close by taking a special seal of the hands. Allow thumb and first finger of each hand to meet and close into a little circle. Allow the 3 remaining fingers to softly curl and turn those palms down, so cupping tops of your knees. This is a grounding gesture, Dhyana Mudra. Soft, even breaths as we come back. Feeling a sense of gratitude for being able to practice. Finding the time for your self-care. And absorbing the benefits from your practice. And then slowly lifting the hands away from the knees to the heart, pressing the fingers, palms together. And on your next in-breath, slowly lift the head, the chin. Slowly start to open the eyes, taking the morning light. And namaste. Thank you all for your patience and your time. Hope you'll join me again.